Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. Welcome back to part 37 of our tutorial series for Total War 3 Kingdoms featuring Cao Cao. We pick things back up in the spring season of year 205 from turn 74. And this is going to be a couple vital turns and a vital part in our tutorial series as we are almost going to reach the rank of King, which is a pivotal moment in the game. If we pop over here, we see that we currently have 494 prestige, 6 points away from reaching 500, which is the magical number where we become king. Now, even though there is a tier up where it says Emperor, this is actually the same exact rank. When you become king, if you're playing as a faction that is not deemed a governor faction, which will be part of the faction selection screen, you can see this at the beginning of any campaign. In our case, we're not a governor faction. Then when you reach king, you will automatically become one of the 3 emperors that will form. And the 3 emperors represent the 3 kingdoms, which is the namesake of the game. And at that point, we reach the end game, where the ultimate victory condition is the control of all 3 emperor seats, or the 3 capitals of the 3 emperors, as well as 95 counties in total that you can control either directly or through a vassal or some sort of subjects, because you can form subjects once you become an emperor. Now, I say they're almost the same thing because if you are playing a governor faction, and that includes the likes of Ma Teng, Kong Rong, Shi Xie, as well as some others, then at the point where you reach king, you don't actually trigger an emperor seat yourself. What happens is the 3 strongest factions below you will trigger 3 kingdoms, and there will be 3 separate emperor seats on the map, and then you have to go conquer the first one. Once you have control of emperor seat, you will become emperor, and then you have to take out the other 2. So it's a little bit of a different process, but for our case, Cao Cao and most of the playable factions are not factions that are governors. And governors really represent those who are loyal to the Han dynasty and will not form their own kingdoms. And during this turbulent time, most of the major factions are ones that will form their own kingdom. So we'll see that transition, and it will be a big change in the game, both in terms of our own faction management as well as diplomacy between factions, because then you have 3 competing kingdoms who automatically hate each other. So we'll see that very soon. And the way we're going to trigger it is by annexing Liu Bei. We could obviously gain those last 6 points by upgrading our settlements or upgrading one of our counties, which we are in the process of right here. 3 turns in Le'an to pick up this trade port, 6 turns to pick up upgrade in Danyang. But both of those are not going to happen in time, as we have 1 more turn before we can annex Liu Bei with the minimum amount of untrustworthiness gained. And we'll do that, and we'll annex him, and we'll get enough prestige from his level 8 settlement here, level 7 here, level 10 here, level 4 here, and a bunch of counties. Counties have high prestige as well. So we'll go way over 500, become emperor. That's next turn. We have this one final turn to get our diplomacy in order. And we have a couple characters to kick this turn off, so we'll start here by taking a look at them. Since there's only so few, I'm gonna just take a peek at their traits and everything right here. He's a bandit character. He's already pretty high level. I don't really need bandit commanders. The only bandit class that's really good is the Sentinel and Champion sometimes. Champion has a healing ability and mending, which is nice. And Sentinels obviously have that poison volley ability. So we're not interested in him. Xu Miao, that's a pretty nice skill tree, to be honest, going from Night Battle to Flaming Shot, as well as having Wisdom of the River. Decent amount of cunning, nothing too crazy with traits. That's a very good wounded trait. Scarred is one of the best ones, and once you have 1 wounded trait, you can't pick up a second one, so we can freely utilize him. Advisor, though, means he is a generic character, so it doesn't really stand out. Cunning is also a bit low, only at 78 at rank 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4 blue skill picked up. That's a bad sign because you get 8 points per each skill. That's 32 points from his skill tree, and yet he's still at 78, mainly because no good traits and also poor background. Then let's see. Last character is just a very standard commander. Nothing too crazy with traits. A quick peek at their items. Oh wow. Oh, we know who he is. He is Yan Baihu's character who was willing to be a turncoat for a very long time, but because Yan Baihu is now wiped, he's factionless. And that's why he has so many items, because he was one of the officers in Yan Baihu's camp. So because you have so many items, I feel like we should definitely at least recruit him, if not for 1, 2, 3 items here. That's actually very worth for only 1,000. And then I'll take a deeper look into his actual skills. So Ringleader gives the army replenishment as well as minus mustering turn. That is not bad. We have resourcefulness, plus 8 points of stat. Reserve is kind of pointless. Plus 8 points of stats, plus 4 points of stat, plus 5 satisfaction as long as we don't make him a Prime Minister, heir, or faction leader, which we will not. Okay, so he has a bunch of nice stat increases. Nothing over 100 though. Authority is highest, but it's only 78. Skill tree wise, let's take a look at some of these bandit skills. Night battle enabled. He's a very good spy, but he's not willing to spy. I'm not worried of him being a spy because we know his past faction got wiped. So who is he going to spy for? Oh, Zhang Yang. He got recruited by Zhang Yang and then dumped. Or Zhang Yang sending him out as a spy. Okay, so in this case, it's pretty straightforward. We don't even need to think about keeping him because there's the risk of him being a spy. But the item is simply too lucrative, especially for us. We only need to pay 1,000. We are very wealthy at this point. Not wealthy enough that we can burn money on buildings, because usually if you're at a certain level of wealthiness, and I mean, you know, a couple 100K, you can afford to rush all your buildings, and that will be an option, but we are not at that point. There's going to be a lot of building manipulation, conversion, demolish going on once we inherit Liu Bei's land, so it's going to be spent, so don't worry about that. Alright, we're not going to keep him. There's a risk of him spying on us, so off he goes. Thank him for the items. Okay, we're done with the characters, don't really care about the traits, nothing too crazy. It's a very good trait pickup, but we don't need that. We'll take a look at all the traits a bit later because we have to figure out a court once we have our Imperial court. Now, one thing that will go away is Faction Council will disappear because they will be in different positions once we have an Imperial court and we can no longer have a Faction Council. Therefore, it's actually optimum to get a set of missions before you turn Emperor. We could wait an extra turn or just ignore those 5-turn bonuses. If it times perfectly, just remember to click on new set of missions, because even though Faction Council will disappear after you become Emperor, you can still finish the last set of missions you got. In our case, we already finished 4 of them, but we can't ask for new ones for 2 turns, which is a bit awkward. So we're probably not going to see another set. Alright, so we do have a few fights before we end here. We pieced out with the north. We vassalized Yuan Shao. We vassalized Gongsun Zan. We have conquered Ping Yuan's piece of land. We could fight Han Fu, but we could also opt out of it. This army here, I think, can stay in the north. We can have him stationed maybe in Dong. So we're going to pop him into the river for now. This army can break ambush. Now, they are missing a character because we wanted to throw one of our brilliant officers, Xia Houshang, down south if possible, which we should take a look at now. So they don't get along. This is not the greatest news. So this might be an indictment on Fa Zheng rather than him. If we can find a decent strategist that could work well with Xia Houshang, so Mi Zhu's willing, Sun Qian's willing, Liu Min. So Liu Min is Cao Ang's new wife. She just joined our faction. We married into, well, Liu Bei's daughter married into our family. Let's take a look. So she didn't come with any items. She's a beautiful young lady, 20 years old, kind, scholarly, not bad to be honest. And what we could do here is have a setup where Cao Ang is in this army. So Cao Ang's currently farming rebels right here. We know that Cao Ang gets along with his wife. We've seen that check mark. So what we will do is we will recall him. And over here, we're going to take away Fa Zheng. And we'll send in Liu Min right now. We'll take away her retinue. Now we have to be careful with her because she doesn't have resiliency. She's rank 1. I think Cao Ang will have resiliency because he's semi-unique. We'll give her a little tunic just to increase her cunning a little bit. We've been giving away a lot of cunning items, so I don't think we have anything else, and that's okay. We'll just leave it as that. She will provide the night battle, which is not bad. And we'll put our son here too. And we'll have Xiahou Shang lead it because he will get reach very soon. Why not give him an armor? Now our son is rank 3, I believe. Yep. Okay. And he doesn't have reach or anything, so he'll lag behind. And that's fine. And the purpose of putting them together, other than the fact that we know they get along, is there's a family bonus in addition to potential friend or Oaththorn bonus. You can only have, well, the max amount of defensive bonus you can have is friend, Oaththorn, and family, all at the same time. The same ones do not stack. So friend is the level before Oaththorn. Once you become Oaththorn, you lose the friendship. So essentially, it's actually hard to get all 3 at the same time, but the family will never go away. You can be friends with her and family with her, and in this case they're married, so there will automatically be that nice family bonus, which we'll try to utilize down here. And we'll also send another army down here as well. This is just a future plan for a 4th army. What we will do is Cao Cao over here will finish off Liu Dai. This is quite a simple battle, so simple that I don't want to fight it just to save time. Most of the time in this episode will be dedicated to the transition to Emperor, which will happen next turn. We will delegate, because this army is leaving the north. We're going to teleport them down south because we have now free redeployment, because we have 3 generals in the position with flexibility plus a bunch of conscription building. So it doesn't matter how much casualty we take. 600, no problem. We caught Wang Hong, who is a burn officer. So we will employ him. That is wonderful because we've been short on burn officers a little bit because we took away Xiahou Shang from this group. So if Wang Hong wants to work with them, we can check right now, even though we can't add him. He will. Then we can have our Burned Officer Corps back to work with them. And Xiahou doing ranked up, which is nice. We get Patience for capture rate and almost for Binding Fury for some extra splash damage. And this whole army is going to get recalled. This will weaken our diplomatic relationship on this turn, which is a little bit bad. We probably should have done the diplomacy before that fight. But there's not too much to do. A lot of diplomacy will happen next turn when we become Emperor. So it's not going to hurt us too bad. So in the future, what will happen is we will annex Liu Bei next turn. We'll have control of a bunch of land here. We have 1 piece of land that borders Gongsun Zan. We have 1 piece of land that borders Yuan Shao. Both of our other vassals will drop 50 points of attitude towards us. The second we annex one of our current vassals, they'll be scared. And at that point, what we will do is we'll give this land for free to Gongsun Zan to get at least 15 points of diplomatic value. So he will love us. And then we'll give this land for free to Yuan Shao for the same purpose. So we calm them down during that cooldown period before we annex one more. And most likely we're going to annex Gongsun Zan just because he's so big. We don't want him to ever rebel against us. If Yuan Shao rebels, doesn't matter. And plus, Gongsun Zan also has Zhao Yun, who we want. Yuan Shao has nobody. Except for himself, but he's quite old, so he's probably going to die of old age soon. He's a little bit older than Cao Cao. They're close in age though. And then Cao Cao's main army will shift down south. Because this new army is not going to be able to handle the likes of Lady Wu plus Huang Gai. What we have to do is deploy both. We have to keep our capital safe. Not only will it become our emperor seat, it's also vital to our economy because all the trade flows through here. The last time we saw this get sieged, our economy tanked really hard. We definitely want to avoid that. And we also want to counterattack. So it's not just we have to beat these two back, we have to start taking their territory, because I'm assuming they're going to get an emperor seat. And hopefully we can beat them down enough by turn 87 to force a favorable peace deal that will include a marriage to Sun Ren. That will be the perfect play. And that's what we're going to aim for. And obviously they will summon an army too, once we do have that war declaration, so they can start encroaching on their territory from the north and also keep our northern bank safe. So that's all part of the plan. They're still coming over here as assistant burned officer army. And we don't really have to move him, because what will likely happen is we don't know if Luo Jun will join sides, and they might have to clean this up before we proceed to attack Hangu Guan, which is held by Dongmin right now. And the north is also in flux. So a lot of things, he will just station here, and then they will station here to kind of look at the north. Their job is to look at the central plains. So then we're pretty much set for that transition period. Now let's pick up a reform. So we're going to continue over here, 15% to industry. And then the next one we're going to take is kind of difficult to say. I kind of want this one, but then I realized there's one thing. We didn't pick up the rank 4 copper mine upgrade. I don't think our copper mines are rank 4. I think our copper mines are rank 3. The rank 4 is right here. There's a mine cost reform right here that gives the rank 4. So we haven't gotten this yet. So I think we go here, because level 5 state workshop is still very good, and then 15% income to all sources, also a different way to increase income. You know, reducing corruption, definitely one way. And then we'll go here, here, here in the next 3 reforms, and we'll be all set for our corruption, as we are going to get an expanded empire very, very soon with the annex. Alright, so we're pretty happy with the unit deployment here. We're going to come back to our income side of things and take a look at all the buildings. We need to save up a pretty large reserve of food, because Liu Bei is going to bankrupt our food with all these high-level commanderies. So this is a private workshop. We would like an inn building here first, because it synergizes really well with private workshops before we rank that up. Northern Jian'an. This looks pretty good. Could use an extra building slot. Doesn't hurt to build a garrison, a conscription building, because it will synergize with the garrison, and it will also give us a place to recruit troops, because this is actually kind of on the frontier with Lady Wu. Chen is perfect. That is the example build that we're trying to copy elsewhere. Alright, we'll continue to upgrade the passes. It's a money tank. It's like not really going to give us much, but might as well. It's the new thing. Alright, here we have a future peasantry plus commerce location. I guess we want to plant food and then opt for either a marketplace or a private workshop. But then if we do private workshop, we might as well go tall and build the state workshop as well, because we would like... Actually, what we do is we probably get state workshop first for corruption reduction, then rank it up. And we probably have to develop Luoyang, which makes sense. It's a nice capital. It's also ancient capital, I believe, so we get a boost right here, which is very nice. So it's guaranteed to be a really good commandery in the future. Once we get all the pieces, that is. Now, which assignment timed out? Industry boost here in the capital. Our lovely wife will go back. She'll probably still maintain a core position, most likely. I don't think we'll find enough competitive characters. And she has really high authority. Also, those 4 very useful traits. Alright, so those are done. We're going to utilize our spies for this turn on Liu Bei. This is the final turn. So we can get all the generals. I don't think Zhang He is actually on the field. I think he's just the administrator of Langya. So we don't know if we will get him for sure. We know we will get Liu Bei. We'll get all the army general, all the general ones. So general. We'll get Gao Shun. That's not bad. And fingers crossed for Kong Rong and Guan Yu. What are we going to do this turn? I guess we can just enable trade. They're all going to come towards us join us next turn. So might as well boost our trade influence. And then the spy for Gongsun Zan is trying to save up points, which we dumped everything over here last turn, so we're waiting for this to grow back. And then we're just trying to maintain relationship, or maybe try to steal a few characters. Zhao Yun's kind of out of reach. Yeah, nobody really worth stealing that's within reach. Oh, we're trying to get rid of the heir. Right. Okay, so we need about a lot of cover. And I believe he has like +9 defense, so that's +18 on 2 actions, 75 +18, 93 points, +40 here. So 7 more turns, maybe 8 more turns. Oh, that's a long runway. Alright, Yuan Shu here has 1 army. We see it, it's on the map. We pieced out, so he's not going to do anything. Can we steal anyone? 42. Oh, we have the wife. Okay, same logic. We can make the heir leave. Let me do this first. Do it to her own son. And then I believe the growth is really fast with her, so that we can get that pretty quickly before it wears off. Wow, he has so much counter spying. +15, +9. Okay, we can afford this one, but we gotta make sure this one has 40 points and then 59 points. Ooh, okay. So right now he's at 8. This will take a long time, but we can switch points from over here because this will gain pretty fast. We'll use this. This is +9, so we need 34. So we can do that next turn, and then it'd be 3 extra turns, so 4 turns away from stealing him. All right. I think we're good. Diplomacy check. Now, diplomacy is a little bit weaker at this point, which we already mentioned. We're still at war with Liu Zhang. It's kind of ridiculous how far we are. I don't think Shixie would do much. Gaogan's somewhere over here, I think. Oh, we see it. We have a little bit of border. He's over here. He's in Shangdao. I think that's where he is. Alright, our gold armor saved for Cao Pi. I don't really care that much about getting value back. He is vassal to who? Huh. We don't know what faction he's vassalized to. We can support his independence. Well, we'll take the non-aggression. Oh, he is poor. Is he saved money? Decent amount. We'll give him 1 food, so we can take a little bit of money back while maintaining the +5 points of diplomatic value. We can get 500. Less than that. 360. Perfect. We would like it so that not everyone hates us by the time we become emperor. Hanfu, I don't care. I feel like we're gonna fight Hanfu eventually. Oh, the Shi clan, where there are many kids. We have a couple characters who used to be in ruling families of other factions. That's why we can't offer them up as marriage. I'm not interested in stealing his sons. Like, they got new titles in the latest DLC patch, so they are sort of unique, but I mean, they've been single since the beginning of game. Must be a reason to that. What we can do is probably just secure a 1 food type of deal or a non-aggression pack. I guess we could steal one of the sons. I mean, Shixin had a tough life historically. He was given up as hostage to Sun Quan, and when Shi Hui rebelled, he got executed. But we could set them up That way, if they're in an army together in the future, there's synergies. He can be the frontline unit, she can be the range unit. He's happy to marry his heir to us. Wow. Well, actually, his opinion of the idea is low, but because of our military strength, he's willing. And he has armor. We can see the helmet. So we're getting items on this deal too. Alright, is he rich? Oh, he's actually wealthy. Well, he's very wealthy. What am I talking about? He's, let's see. He's probably not going to give us too much, because I want to maintain 5 points. Because I want all these increases, you see. Let's do it. 88. That's a good number. Great for marriages. Make sure we're receiving them. Yes, their character will join our faction. Perfect. Alright. So I think that's all we really need to do. We can end turn. And on the next turn, we can annex Liu Bei. And all will be good. Oh, I would like them to not be in the river. There we go. I think that's all. We're not getting secretly invaded by a Liu Zhang Navy army, right? Nope. Okay, let's continue. Alright, Luo Jun wants to extend our relationship to a military axis. I mean, look at this. I feel like he wants to attack us. I mean, he's a valuable trade partner. I don't mind this deal. I don't necessarily want to go to war with him. The territory is lovely, but it'd be very distracting because our main enemy would be Dongmin. Alright, we'll bite. We'll make it even better for you. We'll give you 5 points of surplus. But honestly, I think we end up getting more money this way than the one he offered. Actually, a little bit less, but the plus 49 points is what we're really after here. Alright, Zhengjiang signs a peace deal. Alright, this is... Ooh, honest. That's a great trait. He's competing for that Prime Minister role. Anyhow, let's do it. This is the turn we've been waiting for. Liu Bei summon new armies? Not Guan Yu though. Zhang He's on the field. Okay, so we can get him. So make sure we have enough army slots to incorporate all his armies, or else they won't stay with us. So someone, been telling me, a lot of you guys been telling me that when you annex, you'll get all the armies. You will, if you have army slots available for them. In this case, we're short one, so disband the army before we do this. Let's see, who... I guess we can disband the rebel farming one right now. Yeah, let's recall them. Alright, this way we have the empty slots. Now we will get more army slots once we rank up, once we put administrator in. Each administrator gives you 1 army slot, and then when we rank up we'll get a couple more, as well as from the skills on the position of the Prime Minister. We'll talk about all that very soon. Right now, let's just knock on Liu Bei's door and give him a surprise message. Hello. You will now join our faction. So Yuan Shao hates this, Gong Sun hates this, but we'll be okay. Let's announce this to the world. There is no way to get rid of this 20 points. What we got rid of during the last 10 turns is the additional 20 points. This 20 points will be here. It will slowly work its way out over the next 20 turns. So this is unavoidable. All deals will get worse after this point, but we'll work through that. We want this. And
汉室走向末路，此乃顺应天意。泱泱大国陷入纷争乱世，曾经的诸侯，如今各怀鬼胎。旧事已亡，天道轮回，其时已终。天下之事瞬息万变。
Alright, so we got our Emperor animation cutscene. We're now untrustworthy. We are now the Kingdom of Wei. And if we pop out of here, we become king. We are now emperor because we are non-governor faction. Duchy of Wu becomes a challenger for the throne, so they got the 2nd emperor seat. Who's the 3rd one? Zhou. Okay, Dongmin's faction. Challenger for the throne, Domin. Okay. And the former emperor disappears. Our spies are now returning because we annexed Liu Bei. And we confederated Duchy of Wei with Liu Bei. Spies returning. Alright. So we see their army on the field. We got all of them. Guan Yu, please. Guan Yu. Nope. No Guan Yu, no Kong Rong. Oh well. That was kind of expected. He could still show up because we did release him once, so there is fondness. He's pretty high level. Whichever faction he ends up joining might not be able to keep him satisfied, and he might leave. And if he leaves, then we could grab him. That's just a possibility. We're keeping our hopes alive. We are very strong right now militarily because we absorbed 3 armies. We're not max yet because all of a sudden we got so many army slots. This is because... Well, actually, we'll talk about that very soon. That is because the army provided here is what? Plus 7? 7 total. It was plus 5, so we got 2 from ranking up to king, and then because if you notice here, our court now looks completely different. Our 5 faction councils now are occupying different slots, and this entire structure, let me explain this. So leader, heir, 5 former council members. This group right here represents prime minister, heir, and faction leader now. So there's now 7 characters that will provide those bonuses. Then we have the next tier. These are 9 ministers. Each of them will have a set bonus regardless of which class of characters you use. They're now very similar to our former faction council positions, except the bonuses are rather small, and there is no faction council missions associated with these roles. Then finally we have a role of administrators. You see that everyone got reset, and that's usually what happens when you transition. And we have to kind of slot people in, which is why this episode will be almost entirely dedicated to court management, because now we got to think about who to place in the prime minister role because we have a lot of slots now. Now, what I like to do is first pick out the administrators and then pick out the top 7 and then start filling out the middle ones. These you can think of title replacement. They pretty much keep your characters happy. I think up to rank 4, up to rank 4, up to rank 8, up to rank 10, up to rank 10. So that's kind of the similar structure to what was before. And because we now have 7 characters with Prime Minister boost, all their authority will help boost satisfaction. So it's actually really hard for people to be mad at you now because you have 7 sets where you had 3 when you were Duke and you had only 2 before that. So now it's pretty easy for everyone to be happy with you. Plus you have so many different roles that can boost satisfaction from desire for higher office that you shouldn't really run into any issues. So we'll take care of this, starting with administrators, because I think those are pretty set as in who's good at those roles. And they are mostly on cooldown because they get kicked out of their position when they when we become emperor. So we can just jot them down, set them up next turn, make sure we don't place them in any wrong slots. That's just pretty much something to consider. First thing we're going to do is diplomacy, I guess, because I do want to disband some of these armies. They're eating up too much income. I don't need them. And the way they're constructed is terrible. We can fire some generals too. But first, I want to keep my current vassals happy. We talked about this. Very unhappy with us. So, war atrocity with him earlier. Annexing a vassal, personal rivalry, other values minus 76. Okay. Let's see, how can we get him to like us? It might be a lost effort, like lost cause right here. But what if we give him the farmland? 13 points. And then what if we throw him some money? I probably just throw him cash. No. I'm not asking him for money. I'm giving him money. Make payment. He's pretty poor, so I think he's not going to take much. Plus 50 might not be worth it. I might let him go. Gong Sun Zan is positive still. I don't want him to leave. We can get a trade deal with him. We're going to throw the land in as part of the deal. Pingyuan. Perfect. And then we're gonna gift him money, gift him items. There's a bunch of items that we don't need. Those are still good. This one's terrible. This one's kind of terrible for us just because we really don't need replenishment. 3.9, we'll pay the rest. He's pretty rich though. So I think he, oh okay. Not that rich, but maybe a couple thousand. Okay. Plus 25, we stabilize this relationship. We can even throw our credibility at this point. I don't think proxy war is going to be as worth it because everyone's kind of taking sides already. It's hard to get people to, I mean, I guess we could get the two other emperors to fight each other, but not going to get much payment out of that. But we'll do this first. He's back to green attitude. He took that land, which we intended for him anyways. And I guess Yuan Shao would just be a future attacking candidate. We're not at war with any of the other two emperors just yet. They just absolutely hate us because we are competing emperors. What can we do here? Now we have create empire. This is forming subjects. It's a little different than the vassal system, but very similar at the same time. We'll talk about this in a future episode. I don't think we're going to do this in this campaign. It's still not as great as you think. I think this system needs a little bit more development by the developers in future patches. We can also demand abdicate from the other two emperors if we beat them up enough where they just surrender their whole land to us. That is something we'll utilize. That speeds up the late game quite a bit. Alright, so we traded that away. We're not trading that away. So because we're not trading that away, I'm going to opt for the garrison variation because that will be now a defensive stronghold against a potential aggression by Yuan Shao. Okay. So if there's no more diplomacy, I think it's time for us to just maneuver our armies around. So they will go here. We can sail actually. It'd be quicker if we pop in here. We can probably full speed this. No one's really going to attack us this turn. Just for their own safety because they're not that strong. We're going to walk them over. And Wang Hong, I believe is his name, is going to come join them. We grabbed him last turn. Get rid of these. Alright, perfect. And what else? What else? Disbanding armies. And firing people. So I don't think we need to keep her at all. Would I like other factions to inherit this army setup? Let's take away the ones with shield. The militia will let them keep. Spear Guard's pretty strong. And then I'll fire her. This way, if the AI recruits her and she pick up this army setup, it's not that bad. So we'll remember her name. Yu Zhenhui. We'll fire her later. Yu Tong. Lots of items on him. Bandit character, trickster, 25% chance of ambushing, honorable, perceptive, not bad, modest is not bad either. Already has quite a bit of skill points. I guess we could keep him. He also has 2E archers, which are very nice. Liu Bei's unique unit. I think in this case we just get rid of a couple units here. And we could recall him because we have free redeployment, so it doesn't matter if he carries some units into the recall. I don't need him right now. I don't need him right here. So I think recall is the move. Also, he fought some of our generals, therefore our generals don't like him. That's fine. It doesn't really concern us. We just won't team them up. Zhang He. So Zhang He historically worked for Cao Cao, but he has a grudge against us. So anyone you take over from annexation has a chance to trigger a grudge. It's minus 50 points of satisfaction. If you have enough positives, it wouldn't matter. In this case, we do. He was maimed. We didn't do this. Liu Bei did this. Okay. I mean, in-game, he's not that well done. Hopefully in a future, perhaps Guandu DLC, he will get a unique model. He deserves it. He's a very excellent general for the Kingdom of Wei historically. Bonuses, nothing too special. Alright, what we're going to do with him is currently bench him. He just doesn't stand out right now. We do need Vanguard, so he'll probably see some time on the battlefield, but we just don't need him right now. And we'll also get rid of his retinue, because they all need changing anyways, so might as well get rid of them. He could probably farm some rebels for a while, maybe. Who are you? Chen Mi. Chen Mi. Generic. Okay, not interesting at all. So you're a fire. Very good retinue. No one's gonna get this. That's a lot of melee cavalry to deal with. And we'll get rid of the spear guard. I guess someone could take the D infantry. It's not that strong. So he's gonna get fired. She's gonna get fired. Now Gao Shun is legendary unique with his own armor. Formation Breaker is his title. Makes him unbreakable. Gives him 45 points, which is not that high. Upkeep discount for Camp Crushers and Flying Riders. Those are unique units of Lu Bu's faction. Only available if you play a World Betray DLC. He starts out in that faction. So it's useless in this game because we can't recruit Lu Bu's unique unit. Minus 20% retinue upkeep is quite nice. So we can recruit expensive units on him. He also has a ton of really good traits. Onyx is good for leadership. Energetic is good for battle. Disciplinary is good for leadership. Good for battle. Good for faction Y. Just good in general. Yeah, pretty good traits. What we're gonna do is probably also strip him of all the items. Right now I'm just trying to reset everyone so we know what's going on. We are gonna give him new retinues. The E-Archer is such a shame that it's being recruited on him because this doesn't fit on Vanguard. He doesn't have high cunning. It just doesn't make sense. So this is just gonna be a lost cause. Even though, you know, we're never going to be able to recruit one back, it's still pointless to have him keep it. Ah, this is our spy. We used him for a bit. Same thing, strip away the items. He's a generic character. Nothing too fancy. I think we can fire him. I mean, the only thing that's going to make us keep him is he has 1 E-Archers, so that might be good, but he has a grudge as well. I think he's a fire candidate. So we're gonna delete the E-Archer. No one's gonna get it. And then he's gonna get fired. I would probably should have kept all the spear units on strategists. Alright, Jin Ning Bao. Generic, nothing special, also a fire. This time we'll remember. We'll keep all the spear G militia on her. Alright, we also inherited some other characters. So Liu Bei obviously got inherited. He also has a grudge against us. We got his legendary weapon. We got a really good Forge Master. He has really good backgrounds. All militia units half off, plus 100 points of faction support. So he's most likely going to become one of our minister, heir, or faction leaders. We'll probably make him some sort of minister. High authority, a lot of really good traits. So he can probably keep Forge Master, 15% industry income. He can get rid of the bow though, doesn't make sense on him. We'll let him keep his weapon, we'll let him keep his horse. Very kind here. This is our... wait, this is his character. Right. We don't need her. So... Lian Shu Shu. Oh, very, very good retinue. But I don't want to... I don't want to recruit it only to fire these. She's 61. We could summon her for free because we have free redeployment discount. Keep her until she dies of old age and then pass this retinue on. But then the retinue's... I guess it's worth passing on. It's not that bad. It's pretty good actually. And they're all ranked up. Like rank 5, rank 3. Yeah. Alright, we'll keep her. This is our other spy, I believe. So, unfortunately, We don't need her anymore.
商月起于平地，
She's also old with a good retinue, so we can have a retirement army that's ready to die. Very good item here. We'll give it to one of our future administrators. Alright, so she will keep, but we'll let her die. Alright, so we know what we're gonna do. We're gonna fire Chen Mi, fire Cheng Xu, Jin Lingbao,
一统天下。
Yu Zhenhui. Alright, let's see if I can remember all of that. So, Chen Mi. Off you go. No need to banish. Banish, a little extreme. You get a little bit of money, but then everyone in your faction is angry at you. Cheng Xu. Jin Lingbao. Yu Zhenhui. Oh, Liu Bei's wife is here. One of the old... Oh, no. Lian Shushu. Okay, she's 61. She is old. We don't know who her husband is. Could be Guan Yu, maybe. Jian Yong, maybe? I don't know. That's just wild guesses right now. We also got Shi Xin in our faction this turn. Okay, so we did that. We need to now find ourselves 5 administrators and also 5 commanderies to take care of. Any turncoats? Jian Yong's right here in Zhang Yang's faction. Luo Jun has a bunch of guys who want to betray him. Okay. No one super interesting.
诸位猛士，随我征战。
Okay, Dong is going to be developed into an income commandery, just simply because it's ready super high tier. Now, regional city, it's fine. It's exactly where we get 6 building slots, so we'll keep it. The building, however, is not fine. This is trash. This is potentially trash. It really depends on what else we have as options. So we're going to go income here instead of corruption reduction. We're going to convert that to income. Labor building, I think it's trash because there's not enough variety of income for the percentage boost. It's better if we go for base. So it's better if we go for like tax collection even. So we're going to get rid of that. We're also going to get rid of that. Alright. I think this is fixed. We need to find an administrator. Okay, so Xiahou Shang is a great candidate. Wait, is he the only one who still has the job? He's the one who didn't get removed? Yeah, he's in Guangling right now, which is not ideal anymore. We have better options, so we're gonna swap him around, I guess. He could come here. Commerce, all sources. Okay, it's commerce heavy. Then maybe he can go to Luoyang. Luoyang has trade port, but no harbor. Also not the greatest combination. Okay, maybe Dong would be a good place. Not so sure because he doesn't have a lot of construction cost discount. So Gongsun Xu would be fine because he has the skill. He has the traits. He has the skills for the 2 boosts, 40%, 15%, but no traits. Another commerce heavy, but that's from skill tree. Oh, this is really good industry. He has traits for industry in addition to the 15% from skill tree and very high construction cost. So Yujin is definitely going to get a post in Dan. I'm sure this is Danyang right here, just because of how much industry we have. So we found Danyang's candidate. Okay, let's slap him in first. Yu Jin. Wait, is he on cooldown? No, he was available when we were scanning through last time. Wait, what happened? Uh-oh. I clicked raise army for some reason. Alright. Yeah, I think this is perfect. And then we come over here. Make sure he has the best setup in terms of items, so population growth, extra industry income. That's perfect. We could also opt for the 4-man combo. 4-man combos with other items for construction cost discounts. So if we take a look at all the sets he has, so if you put this with the clay cup, then all blue buildings get additional 25% discount. Also, you get 10% from industry. It's the same industry boost as the artisan, but then you get like different set combos with different clay items, and you get stone rooster and then stone monkey, I believe. And each color of the building can get 25% discount, which gives you free buildings pretty much. So we want the industrial one, which means we want, or economic one, we want a stone monkey. We don't have one? I knew one candidate had it in a recruitment, but we never got it. So we can't, so I guess we can let him keep the artisan. Do we not have a better, I guess we can get more discount this way. Although the population boost is nice, and we probably need that. Yeah, I guess we'll just keep this setup. So he's fine. And we're boosting industry. Okay, so the other 10%, so he has 35%, right? 15 of that's from this, and an additional 10 from his title, which we gift him. We give this on anyone, obviously, and then 10% from his item. So he actually doesn't have any like special trait that boosts more industry. Wow, he actually has some very good faction-wide traits. Oh, now this now it makes me feel like maybe he shouldn't be administrator. So we get 2 public order faction-wide if we make him one of the prime minister, plus 5% cost discount, plus 4 satisfaction, plus 5% corruption, minus 4 public order, but plus 10% peasantry. So with this goes to only minus 2 public order, and then 10% trade influence. A lot of good stuff. He's good at everything. And he was a great duelist. He killed 3 in that battle defending Danyang. Well, we're going to call him the hero of Danyang because he helped out, and we'll let him keep this job here. Alright, so we have our most important commander taken care of, because now corruption is 0 because we put the 30% in from the administrator, which is perfect. And then we're going to look for more income commanderies. Now, Huainan is another great potential income commandery just because there's a lot of counties. Poyang, once we get the capital piece, is also a great one. Aside from those, currently we don't have much. Luoyang eventually will go tall, so we could plan something here. So Xiahoshang potentially would be better served here because we have, well, actually no, we want a peer commerce. So one of the strategists, Mijwu, I remember, one of them was a peer commerce boost. Yeah, 40% from his skill tree, 5% from all sorts. That's not really pure commerce though. He has no additional commerce skills. A lot of peasantry on Dianwei, so he's probably going to Huainan. Okay, so Dianwei to Huainan, and I guess Mijwu will come over here to... Okay, Mijwu is coming to Luoyang. I mean, the Mi clan was wealthiest merchants in the Xu province, so they can handle the administrator role. Huainan is going to get Dianwei because the high resolve is going to help the population growth, and we'll turn this. We're going to flip this now. This will change into an income commander. We'll make it go tall. And then we'll get a lot of peasantry income here. Alright, how many is that? We have one empty one. We have one in Dong, right? Did we put one here? Nope. Okay, so that's where we're gonna go next. Xiahoshang is still in Guangling, though. He should move. So we're gonna move Xiahoshang to Dong. And we have one open slot. I'm guessing Gong Sun Xu can get a job. So maybe we'll just put Gong Sun Xu next turn when he cooldown comes off as the administrator in Dong, and that should be fine. We don't need to shuffle too much. When we get a better one, we'll move him. Probably to Poyang or something. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Actually, he's really good. The extra 10% in commerce. He should come here in Dong, actually. Alright, we'll do a shuffle, and then Gong Sun Xu can... Do we have any other industry commanders? I don't think so. Yeah. This is peasantry. We don't have the full commandery. We don't have... Oh, we have the entirety of Runan. Gong Sun Xi can come to Runan. Okay. And then eventually we'll get Nanyang. Alright, that's the plan. So when we flip, we're just going to move him to one of these positions. I believe Minister of Finance is the best one here with a 2% corruption. So we'll just temporarily put him here. And then we'll shuffle him back next turn. Because there's a 1-turn cooldown. Alright, Guojia is staying. Because Guojia has the minus 10% corruption on him. Guo Si is staying. We wanted him to be one of these roles because he has... his specialty is minus 10% construction cost from his title. And also, he got honest traits, so it's minus 5% corruption as well. Yue Jin is probably not staying. Yeah, we're gonna shift him out. Sun Qian is also not staying. Xiahou Yuan is also not staying. So we're looking for 3 new roles. Lady Bian will move over probably to Grand Tutor when Cao Pi comes of age, which is very, very soon. And then we need 2 more faction-wide bonuses. Lady Mi is really good with 10%. Ah, and Liu Bei. There we go. We have enough characters then. So Yue Jin's gonna leave this role. Let's see, which one do we want? Plus 5 points of diplomatic relationship with all factions. Sounds great. Now he might not be the best role-playing character to be Grand Minister of Harrow. But let's see, what is a good roleplay for him? I guess coachman, take care of all the horses. He can't take this job because only families. Oh, Minister of the Guards, but that's like Xu Chu's job. Steward, taking care of food. Justice. Yu Jin's more justice. Alright, Sun Qian can take care of our food. We get military supply. It's a really bad one, to be honest. 5% replenish from garrisons. Ah, ceremonies. Let's do that. Cover costs for spy. Xiahou Yuan will take care of the horses since he's a vanguard. Liu Bei can be one of the Grand Excellencies. Sure, why not? I guess we throw Lady Mi here. Alright, we'll just let him take care of the Imperial household for now. We can always shuffle these. Grand Tutor is just trade influence and character experience. Alright, we don't really want to empty now. Because Cao Pi is still going to take what? I guess any time now. Maybe even just 1 turn. Oh, we're not done. Alright, who's high level in our faction? Because they need positions. Xiahou Dun. Stuart? Guess sure, why not? Xun You can be Herald. Which one of our family member needs to come here? We get 1 extra assignment for doing that. Cao Ang? Cao Ang's wife? Xu Chu is not high enough level to get a position. But for story's sake, we'll do it. Yeah, sure, why not? And then we'll shuffle someone over later. I like to keep one of them empty, because then we can shuffle positions easily. Alright, we'll let you take this, because we want the extra assignment now. This bonus is +2 public order. We can kind of ignore that for now. We'll keep that empty, because we're going to shuffle a couple guys around. This is kind of a shame to leave empty for a few turns, even though if it's like one turn. 50% trade influence is not that bad. No one has really good faction-wide traits. Gao Shun, Zhang He, we can't really see them, they're on cooldown. Zanbai has some interesting ones with Captain Retinues, but we don't use Captain Retinues as a faction, it's not our specialty, therefore it's not really going to kick in. Alright, we're going to leave it empty for a turn. What is the bonus for a Grand Commandant? It's the military recruitment one, I believe. I can't see it, it's blowing off the screen. I might not need this one this turn, so I'm going to shift him over for now. Yeah, still the 10% recruitment, so we'll leave that empty for now. We can always shuffle them later. Alright, I think we're good. Waiting on 2 cooldowns, the shuffle cooldown, and then Gongsun Xu's cooldown for the 2 administrators. And we're done organizing our court, which is kind of crazy. It takes a long time. We're not done with the setup yet. We haven't done a lot of the buildings, and this army is freaking me out. So we're gonna dump Cao Cao's army right here. Cao Cao is not leading the army. Xiahou Dun is. Yeah, Guojia. There's a personality disagreement with Xiahou Dun, but that's fine. If it's a rivalry, Xiahou Dun just gets more damage, and we have high enough satisfaction for both of them where they won't complain. It'll take us 2 turns to replenish, given our sky-high replenishment rate. 50% maxed out. They will spy on them. They will form an army and spy on them. Taoang is coming in. Okay, so there's a relationship issue here, but we're gonna utilize that maybe to our advantage. Get a rivalry between them. Both of them will get extra damage. He has family boost and hopefully Oaththorn with her eventually, and she also gets along with him, so she can be like the Oaththorn character in the middle, and this should be fine. It's usually only a problem in the early game when you can't afford satisfaction hit by having potential rivals form in the same army. But at this point, everyone's super happy. Look at how many green faces we have. All green. Spies don't count because that's their faction. Our faction, everyone's happy because we have 7 characters boosting. We're currently only 6. We don't even have 7 yet. Boosting the satisfaction. I'm not going to recruit an army yet though. Yeah, because we don't need one right now. What else? What else? They are finally here. They're good. They're moving. They're also moving. Alright, let's see. Buildings that we inherited. Oh gosh, what did they do here? Oh, Liu Bei's tax collection. It's really, really good. Do not convert this to ours. His tax collection building has no penalty to public order. Therefore, just keep it. So we're going to turn this into a peasantry hub, I guess. Because there is some peasantry here and some food here. So we'll keep this, get rid of that. We're not going to go tall here. So we'll get rid of both of these. This is a small regional city. So we'll keep it at small regional city. We'll pop a level 5 state workshop, then downgrade. Yeah, we'll do that. And there'll be no utility here except for a lot of peasantry income plus corruption reduction and food and peasantry. Alright, sounds about okay. We could turn this into an income commander too. It's be a lot of work. Just because we have this extra 150, it's probably not worth. If it was rank 5, then yeah, we'll do it. But it's not. He didn't build it here, which is unfortunate. Now, Donglai is not that bad, but it's really good as just a food production play, so we're just going to downgrade it really hard. We're going to specialize in food production. Alright, large regional is definitely overkill. Imperial is definitely overkill. Downgrading to large regional is not even enough. And we'll just upgrade for food. We're not even going to worry about income here. It would just be food, 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 and we'll put in a state workshop as corruption reduction. Alright, 3 extra assignments as well, which means we're going to come back to our most lucrative one to see if there's anything here that we can help boost. So nothing here, which means we go to our next most lucrative. We're making 7,000 net income from Danyang. Huainan's going to get developed, and that's our goal. Dianwei's here. So peasantry income needs some boost. Liu Bei probably needs some more levels for his skill tree. So we're going to throw him here. Wish we could build his faction unique building here. And that's probably good enough. Industry. Oh, Lady Mi and Liu Bei both on assignment here. Destiny. Well, too bad. She's married to Cao Ren. So don't even think about it, Liu Bei. So we're going to pop this. Get rid of this. Because we're going to go for income here. We'll still keep the military garrison version because it doesn't impact income that much. Maybe we'll convert back later, but right now this is fine. We'll probably sell food in the future because we still have so much food. We can start selling now because we're going to go for income here. So let's convert that. Alright, this is going to be income hub in the future. Guangling is currently an income hub, like at the income level, mainly because of the buildings it has. I don't think I'm going to make this a future income hub though, so we'll just go easy on this. I don't think I want to do anything too crazy. It has the highest commerce income we have, right? 350. So we will throw a assignment here. Now the question is, does she have a good retinue that we are using? No. Okay, so she can be here. She's just a throwaway character that we would fire otherwise. Okay. And then Wunan would have the highest industry that's remaining. So Lu Meng, oh, he doesn't have that skill. So she's supposed to be retirement till death. I guess Yue Jin can do it. He's not really coming out into any armies soon. Alright, we're just trying to keep our industry, our income very healthy. More than very healthy, just very, very healthy. And then it seems like Wunan is probably going to get ranked up because we're going to throw an administrator here next turn. Therefore, let's go build this first because there's not that much discount on that building. Alright, that's going to become income. That's not. That is going to become income. That is not. This is awkward, but I guess we'll do income here. Peasantry. Or no? Yeah, no. We're just gonna build a state workshop and then downgrade afterward. Just keep this as extra income? Sure. I don't think we need a pure peasantry income commander anyways. Those are not that lucrative. So state workshop is obviously missing here because corruption is a big issue even with administrators 25%. Okay, all the buildings are done. We still have a couple of spies waiting on points here. Waiting to do both of these. We could send 30 points over, but it's really not worth because the growth is so small. Yeah, we're only interested in Zhaoyun. We're also waiting for point growth here. To hit the sun. So I forgot his defense, but it's pretty high. We need a lot of points here. We just gotta wait. Yeah, just gotta wait. Maybe one shift right now. And then wait 4 turns. Because 4 turn growth is 20. Actually, that'd be 5 turns total. 30. I think it'd be about the same. 37, 12 points. Yeah, we don't need to do anything. I don't think we're investing in any new spies either. None of the faction really interest us. Really quick back to this. See if there's any changes. We did get 5 extra points. Alright, nothing really. How much does she hate us? Wow. You see what I mean? They just instantly hate you. Okay, I'm predicting war. We're gonna build out the army before we end turn. Get 1 free turn of replenishment. Oh, and we also have access to Imperial units now. So this is not too crazy. Basically, you still need reforms. They're the same reform as the Dragon reform. So right now we see Imperial. These are the range ones because we have the reform for Onyx Dragons. And once you become Emperor, you also have access to 2 Protector units. Protector of Heaven, Defender of Earth. These are Emperor Guards, basically. This unit is really, really strong. And pretty much what we've been saving our Spear Guard to transform into. So over here, despite the fact these are rank 10 right now, we're going to swap these 2 for 2 of these Protector of Heaven units. That's why they are not swapped to heavy Spear Guards, because we want these on the flanks and they can flank out and hit other units very good offensively as well, whereas the shielded unit tend to be just defensive purposes. And for the cavalry, this one's rank 4. What we're going to do is we're going to swap 2 of the rank 4 to the Imperial Palace cavalry here. Cao Cao has high cunning, so the ammo situation is fine, and plus these guys have high ammo anyways. Good mobility. You always want to recruit 2 Imperial units together because they have this solidarity buff that requires more than 1. So let's do that. And like the Dragon units, they can be recruited on any class. So this is why we can put them on Cao Cao. Imperial units have a couple drawbacks and a couple pros. So their pro is they always come recruited at rank 10. Con is they're expensive and there's a penalty to replenishment, 15%. But for us, it's not a big deal because we can push our replenishment up really high. We can push it beyond 50% because we get multiple rice. It'd be very easy. Right now we don't have enough, but let's say our replenishment rate is set at 65%, minus 15, we still get capped. This unit will just be a regular unit. But if you're playing as a faction who doesn't have this really nice faction-wide replenishment, so just do the math here, take away the 20%, this unit with population, faction, character, military supplies would still only be replenishing at 8%. Because 12% of the 40 is from mustering rate. So 8% is terrible. Some faction might have negative replenishment. You can't replenish ever. So you want to consider these things before you recruit them. But this is pretty nice. So this army is set up. We still want to recruit this army. I just want to modernize our other armies real quick. Same situation here. Oh, we also didn't... We don't have a... Let's do it next turn. We don't have a Grand Commandant right now. Yeah. We'll wait till next turn. Alright, we'll wait till Cao Pi comes of age. We spent a little bit extra. 10%. Not a big deal. We can afford it, but... Yeah, let's not wait. There's a lot of things that we can't wait because we have... This army, I know for a fact, can't wait. They have to go now. Oh, what happened? No. We had this army select. How did we select these? We burned 2,000 for no reason. He's not recruiting these. I mean, I guess he could, but he has such high... Oh, he's burn officer. Alright, our mistake, but we'll take it. And we'll give him General of the Left for the recruitment cost discount real quick. Let's recruit the rest. He's rank 3, so he has access to Tiger and Leopard. He's not a commander, so there's no need to get the melee cavalry. 2 range units, and then a ton of Onyx Dragons. If you've seen the tier list, unit tier list, there's no reason to recruit the Imperial Crossbowmen. These guys are way better on horseback. So even if you want them on your strategist, recruit these rather than the infantry version for the crossbow. But I like Onyx Dragons better for their fire arrows. He doesn't have access to the heavy spear guards, which is a little sad because they're a little weak. So maybe we'll do 4 of these and 2 of these just for a turtle formation. And then we'll just swap these 2 to heavy spear guards in the future. Because 4-2 ratio is pretty good. These guys are way stronger. They just don't have the big shield. We really can't give you anything, huh? Yeah, we really don't have much. Oh well. Now that we have recruited, I can give him something more combat related. Maybe extra health to keep him alive. We have enough salary to afford really good, actually combat relevant titles at this point, so we might as well use it. This is excessive on champion because all their polearm units already have charge reflect. Cavalry discount, not bad. 5% extra armor for all spear infantry and retinue. Perfect. Let's do that. Oxhorn generals. And that way we swap the title out. We still have money. We could still utilize it. This army's in the river, so we can't modify it. We would want to switch 4 of these. He doesn't have high cunning now, does he? No, okay. Not everyone has high cunning. Xiahou Houyuan actually has decent cunning. I'm tempted. Get some Imperial crossbow units in there. Let's do it. Why not? We can give him a title too. I saw one that has discount to cavalry for upkeep for shock cavalry and also recruitment of all cavalry units. So we'll save some on the recruitment and we save some on the upkeep of the 4 remaining shock cavalry unit. So let's flip these guys as well. And I don't have a... I guess I can increase his health even more because he has super high health. We can go crazy with his health. We can boost this to 200%, or close to 200%. 5 points off. Just gotta pick up a skill to get him enough. Let's do it. Coil Dragon. Most HP possible on general. Perfect. Alright, now we're pretty happy where we are. Let's end turn and get ourselves a save point. Alright, so nothing crazy happened. No war. He left a coalition. Guojun, interesting. People are taking sides. Okay. We'll worry about that next time. I'm gonna side with Gongsun Xu just because I value him a bit more. Alright, let's see if we got Guan Yu by any chance. Nope. Unfortunate. Anyhow, Sima Fang, Sima Yi's dad. We can grab him. This is our kingdom now. We transitioned to becoming emperor. Took us a long time this episode to get everything set up. It's a very complicated process. Hopefully you guys caught everything. We'll continue to set up the court. It's like a 2-turn process because all the cooldowns on the character. So we're going to come back next episode, continue that. We'll continue to nurse our relationship with Gongsun Zan so that we can keep him as a future annex target. There's a cooldown period in between, and hopefully we'll get him. And we're going to start waging our wars on the other 2 kingdoms. Now, you might have noticed something. The kingdom of Wu's capital was here, but now it's here. What usually happens is that they will shift the capital to be as far away from your capital as possible, within realm of reason, of course. So this will be obviously really close to our land. So they will, think we'll attack them, which is wise. But I bet this is a very low level commandery compared to this level 8 over here. So we haven't seen it. It's actually a very easy invasion route. We just come down the shore. Everything's easy picking here because these are underdeveloped, whereas these are better developed. We have to pay attention to their armies. We have paid the money for 2 sets. Oh, Kongrong joined them. What? Zhang Fang? Oh, this is just generic Zhang Fang. There's a Zhang Fang in the Jin Empire many years later. I was thinking about him. Anyhow. We'll come back and we'll start our war to conquer entire China. Hope you guys enjoy this one. See you guys next time. Bye!